order of
It might be
operations.
better that way.
Here we are.
It
Now
might be better that
we
way.
are alive.
That's my ITIL background. I want to make sure the process is followed properly.
Okay. Very well then. Shall we start? I'm going to hit record on the recorder and press music. This is a two-handed operation. This requires both sides of my brain. Ow, it hurts already. Ready?
Well, howdy, hi there, hello, friends and neighbors. Welcome to Caching in the Northwest. This is the only podcast dedicated to geocaching in the great Pacific Northwest. We'll talk about caches and caches unique to this cozy, tidy little corner of the country, so disguise those stickers and scan everything in sight. It's time to go caching in the Northwest.
Now this week we are looking into optimal hides and camo for those pesky little Munzee stickers and tags. And speaking of pesky, some say he beeps when you scan him, and he's difficult to spot when hung in a tree. All we know is he's called Land Monkey.
Thank you, gracious co-hosts. And yes, I am very difficult to spot when I'm hung in a tree, and I would actually prefer people would stop doing that as well. However, this week, speaking of hanging things in trees, we have a guest from the Northwest. He's new to the game of Munzee, relatively speaking, but has taken to it, firing on all Munzee cylinders. Ladies and gentlemen of the studio audience and beyond, I present Bry Lang.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Welcome.
Well, Brian Lang, thanks for coming on the show this week to talk about the placement and camouflage of Munzees. But before we get started with that, we have a couple of pieces of business to attend to. Firstly, ding ding.
Excellent. Second, I want to thank Bad Cop for a great interview last week. If any of you listeners missed that, you really should check it out on YouTube or listen to the podcast. It was a fascinating look at the Going Ape event, the history and the future of that event. It was really well done interview and quite interesting considering you were abandoned and left to your own devices.
Well, I was actually lucky enough to do the interview before everyone abandoned me. That's all I want to say. Now, that was a good interview. You know, putting on a mega event takes so much more than we think about. And I thought that was just a good insight into that event.
Absolutely. And it's a great event. I've been twice. I think you guys have been more than that. And great memories from that event. So it's obvious how smoothly it runs by how much work has gone on behind the scenes. You can always tell that.
And the fact that they have 90 volunteers, that's an incredible workforce to get together.
That was very cool. Very cool. So, folks, the third thing to share with you is some more developments on the geocaching.com site. Have you noticed a new icon on the geocaching.com menus? How observant are you? Do you go to the site? That's right. Our friends and listing site providers are testing more enhanced functionality on their site. In fact, you may have even already gotten an email about this and gone to look for yourself. On the top right-hand corner, for those who are listening, I'm trying to figure out, for those who are watching, which side is right, so it's going to be one of those two sides of the geocaching.com site. There's a little white envelope you can click, and that'll take you to the test area for the new instant messaging message center function on the site. So check it out. Send your friends messages. Send them all kinds of messages because it won't annoy them at all. And then take the survey to see how it works for you and your friends. Guys, have you tested this out yet?
Well, not a lot. I've only chatted briefly with one certain co-host who will remain unnamed.
Obnoxious.
Yeah, well. Now, that certain co-host, I had monkey. Excuse me, I have a cough tonight, so I'm feeling a bit under the weather. Also said that you can send, relatively small 5 megabyte pictures as well through the service. So, if you needed that little spoiler tip from the cache owner, this might be a way to do it without revealing that to everyone. Just thinking out loud. Now, if they roll this out into the app on the smartphones, then we may have something. Then you could actually do instant messaging through geocaching while you're out on the trail. I have a feeling that might be where it's going.
On that note, they actually are rolling it out. As I understand, they're going to actually roll it out to the intro app first, as a further test. Yeah, I had a similar response, and there's been some very interesting and dynamic conversations on in the forums around the new test, as there is anytime they roll something out new, and that's great. I think it's good that people are checking it out and thinking about it and giving their opinions. But yeah, so it is rolling out in that app first. I'm not, to be honest, I don't really use the geocaching.com app on my phone. I'm really a GPS cacher, so it's actually been a prompt for me to maybe go and take a look and just see how that actually works in there. Because to me, the concept of using an in-app messaging as opposed to emails is, I don't know, I'm just old-fashioned. I'm struggling with it a little bit, but hey, that's just me.
Well, yes, that is you. You are old-fashioned.
Y'all.
No, yeah, I mean, as long as you can. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead and finish your sentence if you want.
You go.
Nice.
No, you go. No, you go. I insist. We're starting to pick up these Canadian tendencies. As long as you can be able to turn it off, because there are some people with hundreds of friends in geocaching, and they could be messaging them all day, and you can't actually cache with your phone because you've got to keep hiding all these messages. And I'm 20 feet away. I got 3 more messages. I don't know how far I am away. Which way do I have to go here?
I don't have that many friends, so we're good.
Oh, okay. Maybe I need to cull my friends down.
There you go. I'm going to have to check it out, though. I have not looked at it, especially primarily because I learned about the feature about 247 seconds ago. But there's going to be more to come on that topic. For now, let's get to our guest, Brylang. So before we get into Munzee Camo, we heard you had a recent road trip and a significant milestone. That would be a geocaching milestone, I believe. So let's start with the milestone. What number was that? Where'd you find it? What'd you do? Tell us more.
All right. Last Friday, I headed down to the original Stash tribute plaque cache in Oregon, which was about a 6-hour road trip. And the goal was to make it my 3,000th find. So after about an 8-hour drive, including a 2-hour Munzee break, I got there and I signed that logbook.
Fantastic. Hey, congrats, Brylang. Not only a great achievement to get yourself up to 3,000 finds, but an awesome place to go to recognize the achievement.
So, Brylang, we understand this is a Canadian tradition now. When you hit one of the 1,000 number caches, you have to go to the original stash. Now, I hope while you were there, you did remember to place your GPS on the plaque. It gives you extra battery life and increased accuracy.
Of course I did. My GPSR has been blessed with both those bonuses now.
Awesome. That's great. Well, hey, congratulations. I know we enjoyed our visit there. I think we documented that on a prior episode of Caching the Northwest, as well as the other video podcast that our illustrious co-host has. So, did you get any other interesting cache finds in that road trip? Because, it's a long drive from BC if you go straight there, and it's even longer if you take 8 hours because you stop for Munzee's on the way.
Right. Well, I had a few other interesting finds over the weekend. After the Munzee break near Tacoma, I stopped at the Dr. Who geocache in Portland. Apparently it's fairly famous in the area. I've heard about it even up here. So that was find number 2,999. Of course, that one also earned a favorite point for me, but I'm not going to say anything more because I don't want to ruin it for anyone. Then after finding the original stash, I climbed the hill to get the unoriginal stash, which is not very far away at all, mere meters. That's feet for you Americans.
Or yards.
Yeah, or yards.
Times 3 for feet. Yeah.
Exactly. I also managed to find most of the other geocaches in the immediate vicinity. There was 1 in 50, which had a whole pile of film canisters, and the log is there somewhere. There was a relatively new cache at the top of the hill there that you had to. It's a kind of a gadget cache. You had to do something to make the container pop out. And another one down the hill from there that you had to also do something to make the container come out. So there's a fair number of favorite points handed out on that little road. And then on Saturday after a hike, well, let's start with Saturday. I met up with the Land Monkeys, Catapult Jeff and Iron Maiden and Bacon 49, and we did a 12-kilometer hike up to GC12 and GC17. And for those that don't know, those are 2 of the oldest caches in the world that are still active and still maintained. They were hidden in May and July of 2000.
Very cool.
So we made that trek in about a foot of snow, and that was a fun hike. I think. Blue Moth is a cacher in Portland who had given me some intel on getting up there. And, of course, she suggested some of her caches to find in the Portland area, and various others by other people as well. So I found a pair of her mystery caches in Portland. One was another Doctor Who themed mystery cache. Relatively new. It doesn't have a lot of finds yet, but it's gathered a lot of favorite points already. And then there was another one at a fire station, it's a field puzzle. So you got to the location and they had to figure out where the cache was hidden. That was kind of interesting. And then to round it all out, I found 9 Earth caches. I know Land Monkey's a big fan of the Earth caches. I am as well. A couple virtuals, a webcam, a whole pile of challenge caches in Scappoose, Oregon, which is north and west of Portland, and 3 travel bug hotels in the process. So lots and lots of travel bugs discovered before I finished logging everything. So altogether there were 60 finds in 3 days.
Very cool.
That's pretty good. Yeah, and we, as mentioned, we joined Brylang and some others from back here at home to make that epic hike up to GC12 and 17. And I have to say that if you want to see a very odd message written in snow, to go check out the logs for GC17. Brylang pointed this out to me afterwards. So as he said, when we walked up there was about a foot of snow on the trail. And on the way back down, our group kind of, just by pace, separated into kind of 2 groups. Brylang, Mrs. Land Monkey, myself in the earlier group. And I would pause every 100 meters maybe to write a message in the snow for the group behind us. And at one point, there was a whole bunch of rabbit tracks all around. So I wrote in the snow that there's no Easter bunny. And I thought, I'm being funny because it was obviously the Easter long weekend. The next day, another set of hikers went up and did GC17 and took a photo of the no Easter bunny written in the snow with bunny tracks around, and then posted that with their log. And Brylang found that and emailed me about it. I had a hoot on that. I thought that was hilarious.
That's funny.
That is funny. Now, Brylang, you mentioned that you're also a Munzer, and in fact, Wet Coaster said that the clan is all here. So we got an entire Munzee clan representing on the show tonight. That's pretty cool. So,
yeah.
Were you able to find many Munzees on your trip?
Let me think. There's a new Z app from the folks at Munzee HQ, and it says that I scored 5,741 points last Friday. So is that a lot?
It's okay.
For me.
I don't know if I have that many points, period.
Yeah, in the process, I earned 7 badges. For those that don't know, Munzee has these mini challenges that as you reach a certain level or do a certain number of things, you get a badge. And I earned 7 of them that day. So.
Wow. That's awesome.
That's very cool.
Yeah, that's great. Hey, I think in a future episode we're going to need to talk about roaming data and offline Munzee finding, because I think those are particularly for our listeners from British Columbia, where our cell phone costs once we cross the border tend to be exorbitant.
Yes.
I think that would probably be a good topic at some point. But in the meantime, while we're talking Munzee with you, Bryling, I do have to share that having found some of your Munzees, I've been impressed with your ability to apply some nice urban camo, as they call it, to those QR code stickers.
Very cool. I haven't had a chance to find any of the Brylang urban camo stickers, but maybe we can talk about how you get those made. Can you describe for our listeners the themes or the types of urban camo that Land Monkey's talking about? What do they look like to people that find them?
Well, I've created a few different Munzee themes, or skins as they seem to be called, of my own. The first one I created was a plain black and white QR code with the words Public Works Department Asset Tracking Tag. So as you can imagine, there's a lot of street signs out there that have similar stickers on them. So it fits well on the back of street signs. Then I tried another design that has a local city here. They have a logo. And I used the word Public Works Department on that one with the QR code below. So that one fits well in any of the local parks where they have that similar kind of sticker. And then the other design that I've created of my own is, it just simply says Inventory Control, Do Not Remove, Sign Department. So kind of sneaky, it blends in on the back of street signs really well. And then some of the other designs that I know Land Monkey has seen that I've hidden out there, they're not actually my designs. Munzee has come up with a series of urban camo choices, as they call them. You can get them in the Munzee store. I got a set in the January Munz pack, which is a monthly offering from Munzee. And they included some that said, one says Munzee Scenic Area. There's another one that says Munzee Historical Society. Another one has a little green gnome. And then there was another one that had a kind of a compass design to it. So I've used those. I think I've used all of those up now from that Munz pack. And then a few others that I've tried. There's I found a Please Don't Litter design by somebody else. Another one that reads, Warning, hazardous voltage inside. Only authorized personnel may service this equipment. And that one goes well on the electrical boxes that you see all over town.
I made one up. Here, I need to block the QR code. That says the Washington, that's bad, Development of Natural Resources.
Oh, yes.
It's not the Department of Natural Resources, so but on the back, you have the Municipal Urban Naturalization Zone for Education and Enrichment, or Munzee. If anybody looks at that and goes, "Is this
Is that what that means?"
Yeah.
I've seen another one.
They came up with the name Munzee.
I've seen another one that says Munzee Property Management Company.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned in a great social media post that you made last week, I think it was, about this. So, Brylan, can you walk us through the basic steps of making an urban camo Munzee?
Sure thing. Well, let's start off with a couple of prerequisites to making your own Munzee stickers. Number one, you need a laser printer. Inkjet printers could work, but they generally use a water-soluble ink, which will, in the NorthWest here, will wash off in the first rainstorm, and we get a lot of those. Laser printers burn the image into the page, so your Munzees last longer, even in direct sunlight. Now, some laser printers do better than others. And I don't have a list of what's good or what's not, and I haven't had any out for it any length of time yet to be able to know how well the laser printer I have access to will last. On that note, it's best to deploy your stickers on the north or east side of locations, wherever that may be, to minimize that UV light exposure and prolong the longevity of those stickers before you have to replace them. And then the next thing you need is label paper or stock. Basically, you need some kind of vinyl labels, and I've read the Munzee forums for quite a while before I started, and they all came down to a couple of different recommendations, which are in my blog post. I don't remember the names off the top of my head. So then the process then would be that you just, I start on the Munzee Skin Machine website, which I'll give you guys the URL to add to the show notes. And they have an easy button. So you can very easily create a page of Munzee stickers. And they have over 200 designs to choose from. Or you can design your own, which is a bit of a more advanced technique. Like I've done that a couple of times. You have to have some Photoshop skills to be able to do that, but it's not that difficult if you've got any kind of graphics skills at all.
Hey, so Brian Lang, I just gotta jump in here to say that when we're directing people to a website called Munzee Skin Machine, trust us, this is actually a site your kids can go to.
Yes, it is. It is safe for work.
Wow, my brain didn't even go there.
Yeah.
Well,
I did a podcast with Scott Burks, so I'm still using the hashtag blame Burks for a while.
There you go.
Yeah. So the next step after you've picked the design you like is to go and get your QR codes from the Munzee website and paste them into the Munzee Skin Machine. And every one of your undeployed Munzees has a URL which you can see when you edit the Munzee, and you just have to copy them all and paste them all into the Skin Machine. My blog post goes into some details to use browser plugins to dramatically speed up that process, but that's fairly advanced, and I don't think I want to try and discuss that right now. So once you've entered all that, set a few settings, like whether you want your Munzee number to show, whether you want your username to show. Then you let the Munzee Skin Machine work their hamsters extra hard to generate those Munzees for you. And then after that, it gives you an option to either print your Munzees or generate a PDF file. My preference is to generate the PDF file, because then I can, if I need to do any editing before I actually print it, I can do that. I haven't really needed to do so, but at least I have that option. So when you actually go to print that PDF file, do yourself a favor and print a test page on plain white paper before you waste that sheet of labels, especially the vinyl labels, which are more expensive than your average mailing labels. So basically, I just take the sheet of labels, or the sample sheet, and line it up behind the label page to see what they look like, and make sure that they're actually going to fit in the labels. If they don't, it's probably because Adobe Reader's not set to print at actual size. I saw that issue a number of times in the Munzee forums while I was reading and researching.
And Adobe likes to shrink to fit page or something like that.
Yeah, that's the default setting. And in this case, because you're trying to print on a predefined page layout where you got to get them lined up in those labels, you've got to use the actual size setting. And your printer should be smart enough to know to just print the page with zero margins around it, and that means it'll get everything lined up for you. So ultimately, when I do this myself, I can print 30 to 60 Munzees on a page of labels. which costs about between 2 and 5 cents a label, depending on the label stock I'm using. If you buy them from Munzee directly or any of the other authorized resellers, you're going to be paying around 37 cents per Munzee. So it's a fairly dramatic cost savings to do it yourself.
That's pretty cool. Brian, if someone wanted to follow up on these instructions that you've just given verbally, which is a lot to take in if you've not done this before and gone to sites with suspicious names. I know you mentioned it a couple times as you went through this, but where would you direct them?
My blog is at brylang.com. And I'm also on Twitter and Facebook as brylang. And of course, once a week on Thursday evenings at 9 p.m. Pacific, I'm here on Google Plus for some reason, which escapes me right now.
Well, we thank you for that.
If you're around at that time, you should watch our podcast.
You really should.
Oh, right. That's what I should.
Especially before and after the actual podcast. There's some interesting things that happen.
That's when the
Not
magic.
necessarily anything geocaching related, but it's interesting. Now, Wet Coaster in the forum or in the Q&A says, I've used the Munzee skin machine because I have very little creative skills. And I have to agree, I don't have a lot of creative skills either. However, that Munzee...
He doesn't?
Hey.
Hey?
I don't need your help.
Hey.
Okay.
I can do this podcast by myself. I did last week.
Oh, okay. Okay, bye.
It wasn't good. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. It wasn't good, but I can do it. Gotta let me
He didn't think we were really going to leave.
No. Gotta be sensitive. Rylang, what are you doing Thursday nights at 9 o'clock?
Well, most weeks I'm here watching the podcast.
So, the Munzee skin machine. Let's get back to that. Okay, we'll talk about getting you guys paid on the podcast later. The Munzee skin machine has hundreds of designs of different Munzees. Sometimes you just want, a look of, you're printing up a sticker to make it, you're putting it on concrete, you want a concrete colored background. You can do all sorts of things like that. So. All sorts of camo, including pink, which I have no idea where you hide pink camo.
On small girls.
Oh, yeah.
On the Easter Bunny. Oh, wait.
No Easter Bunny.
There's no Easter Bunny.
Easter Bunny. That's right.
Children all around the world have been disavowed of the Easter Bunny.
Maybe you could put a Munzee on some cotton candy.
Oh, there you
That's
go.
often pink.
Cotton
that could
Munzees.
work. But yes, there are definitely there's hundreds of choices on there. Some are more geared towards making your own hanging Munzees, which you would want to print and then laminate. I have a separate blog post that covers that process. That was my first thought as to how I was going to play the game of Munzee. I'm not.
It's actually the very first Munzee we ever found was laminated inside a film can or a medicine bottle, very similar to a geocache.
Yeah, I think I saw a Munzee a couple of years ago in a geocache, and I had no idea what it was at the time, and I didn't follow up with it. I actually started Munzeeing, I don't know, somewhere around 300 days ago, but I didn't actually start playing until about 2 months ago.
Scan everything.
Exactly. Hey, I scanned a McDonald's cup while I was stateside, and I got my 5 points.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, and I scanned another logo that's around here somewhere, which also got me some points.
Yeah. If you're listening and you don't know, you can scan the avatar on Google Plus for caching in the Northwest.
That's the one.
That
I
is
should
true.
do that sometime.
A Heinz ketchup bottle will also work.
So next time I go grocery shopping, I'll have to remember that.
Yeah, they did all sorts of things.
Yeah, I didn't spend much time in fast food restaurants while I was stateside last weekend, so I didn't.
Wise man.
Yes.
I stopped at Safeway instead.
And I just made a quick comment there, but I just follow up for our Canadian listeners. The concept of scanning things at fast food restaurants and grocery stores to get Munzee points only works in the U.S. because the folks from Munzee, because it's in Texas, and those folks don't have access to the QR codes on the Canadian products to change them. So it's not that they're intentionally excluding Canadians. It's just they don't have the access to the stuff. So what I'm wondering is if we start just mailing them stuff from Canada,
Yeah.
with QR codes on it.
Or just snap a
perhaps-
picture of it and send it to
Because
them.
I'm sure
Yeah.
Rob would really appreciate that.
Well,
I mean,
perhaps,
what
Another
I do
bottle
during
of
the
mustard in the mail from Canada.
yeah, perhaps you need to open the Canadian branch of Munzee.
There you go.
Ooh.
There you go, Brian. Something to do in your spare time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you're looking for work too there, Jay.
All right, we'll just let that one lay right there, and we'll remind you to check in again next week, because next week, well, we hope to have Mountain Bike on and join the show. We've tried it before. The man's very busy. He's got a lot on his plate. Unfortunately, our schedules haven't meshed, but we're hoping to connect next week, and he's going to talk about bike maintenance when geocaching. We're listing these episodes out because I've been told that our website is out of date, but let's just talk about it here. Next week, Mountain Bike, April 23rd, we'll talk about favorite points. April 30th, we'll talk about geocaching and tourism in Pitt Meadows and Maple Ridge communities. Those sound like retirement homes to me. And on May 7th, we're going to listen in to learn about the Tri-Cities GeoCoin Challenge. So to keep you all posted of what episode is coming up next, do check that show website. I kid that it's out of date because it was for a while, but I'm sure the squirrels have been fed and are back on their wheels.
You better believe it.
Find that site at cashingnw.com.
And we want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest. Don't forget that you can be part of the show. You can call 253-693-TFTC and leave us a comment, correction, or question any time of the day or night. Of course, you can email us at feedback@cashingnw.com. Don't forget to visit cashingnw.com for the show notes on this show or more about any of the other Caching in the Northwest episodes. Also, your support helps keep quality shows coming. So if you like this show, please click the PayPal button on the website. The show's licensed under Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license, copyright 2015 by Chris Umfenauer. Folks, I wish you all a very good night.
That's right.
Thanks.
23.
Good night.
And we are clear.
We recorded a podcast.
Feel free to mingle amongst
Wow.
yourselves.
Mingle, mingle, mingle.
Mingle or
That
mangle?
was fun. Well, we already mangled. That's what we do for the first
Okay.
half hour.
Okay.
All right. Hey, and we had a little feedback from Dora Moore correcting us that he is not from the Northwest, Bryling. He's from the Southwest. Again, I suppose it's all relative.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's very well. Is Dora Moore a relative?
To someone.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And to us, if we go back far enough,
Yes.
Go back to Noah.
There you go.
we're all related. You know, we're like 290th cousins 17 times removed.
Hmm.
But
Or something
we're all
like that.
related because
So exciting.
we're all part of the human race.
Bam.
I dropped that. Did you see that?
That's
If this microphone wasn't on a stand, I would have dropped it.
dropped it like it's hot, baby. Right arm. All right.
Right arm.
What else? Right arm. What else did we want? Was there something else interesting we wanted to make sure we talked about tonight? Hey, I know what I want to share. When we were on that amazing geocaching, leaving silly notes in the snow trip,
At least they weren't
I
yellow.
took a bunch. Well,
I
You
was
know,
concerned
okay.
when you talked about notes in the snow.
so rabbit trail, ha ha ha. When I posted to Facebook about, so Brian, shared with me to go look at the log. I looked at the log, thought it was hilarious. I shared it on Facebook, and there we go. Nice one. Thank you very much, Wits End. That's the one. When I posted that on Facebook, I actually put in parentheses that it was written with my finger so that people would be clear when I say that I'm writing in the snow when using your fingers.
Yeah, I did notice that you explicitly stated that.
Well, yeah, because I just know the
Not-
kind of
not
people I hang out
sign.
with.
It's not like the sign that says pen is broken.
Oh man, I was going somewhere with that story. Oh yeah, so I took a bunch of audio, not only from that, but I also took some audio from the Molala Geocoin Challenge, Molala Geocoin, and we'll edit that down and be able to share that on future episodes of Caching the Northwest.
Molala kind of sounds like an evil pirate with a lisp.
Molala.
It's a French pirate. Moulala.
Oh.
Which of course makes me want to say it with the Sean Connery accent for some reason. Don't know why.
Oh, because he's French.
Yes, really. That's Scottish French.
Yes, that sounds like a Russian submarine captain with a Scottish accent.
Morala. One ping only in Morala. All right. What did I want?
I don't know. Wet Coaster says the 7 degrees of bad cop. I'm not sure what that means. I think it has something to do with the microphone drop.
Drop it like it's hot, baby.
But I'm not
I know what
good
else
enough to understand these things.
I know what else I want to share. I have more news. More news.
But wait, now how much would you pay?
But wait, there's more. I got a hold today when I said that the people from geocaching.com have been nice to me, so I was going to be nice to them for a change. Jamie Hewitt from geocaching.com, who is the user insight analyst, which is like a community engagement for software development kind of role. She has a very cool job there.
She interprets what users are doing to software geeks who don't understand English, right? Or don't understand people, I should say.
She takes a truckload of crap from everybody.
Oh,
I would also add that into
Like
her
angry
job.
Canadians?
Yes, like bitter, angry Canadians. Why? Why? Anyways, working with her and our good friend of the show, Eric, at geocaching.com, to get Jamie to come on the show at some point in the future.
Cool.
And talk about the User Insights program. I know she was on a bunch of the different podcasts when she first started, but I thought it'd be really cool to get her to come on the podcast a few months down the road. I think it's about 4 or 5 months now that she's been in the role, to just let us know how it's going and how people can get engaged and what, maybe any different shifts in direction as opposed to the way it was looking then and how it's looking now. That's how salmon shift direction.
okay.
That's a NorthWest thing.
Oh, gotcha.
Thanks for clearing that up.
See, I'm just getting better and better at rolling with this stuff. You guys just can't throw me off my game anymore like you could. That's right, baby.
We used to. We're don't worry.
They'll find a way.
We'll find a way. He still throws me off my game from time to time.
Mulaha.
Mulala.
Mulala.
Yeah, the User Insights forum on Geocaching's forums is where you go to participate.
Correct. Thank you.
Just this past week, they were asking. What were they asking about? Let me just look it up here.
I think it was the Friends thing on geocaching.com.
Yeah, I think they were asking about what did you want
not the
to
TV
see,
show Friends.
What did you want to see in a Friends view on geocaching.com?
No.
Season 7. Oh, sorry, is that? No, okay.
Season salt.
No, Wet Coaster explains better because, well, he's,
Because he's a wet coaster.
yeah, he's quite verbal. 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon is a parlor game based on the 6 degrees of separation concept, which postulates that any two people on Earth are 6 or fewer acquaintance links apart. So we are all related. Yes.
By 6 degrees.
6 degrees separation.
Mm-hmm. Or 7 degrees in my case.
7 degrees.
What is that in Fahrenheit? I'm assuming that's Celsius.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Or is it Kelvin?
So it's nearly 40.
Maybe it's university.
Oh.
PhDs, MBAs.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
EITA.
EIEIO.
I needed a PhD the other day.
1D10T.
That was a postal digger.
Hey, what did you just call me?
Pebcac.
Yeah, Pebcac is good.
Perk. So that's all my news.
Well, you have very good news.
You do?
I know, I'm awesome. I'm Canadian.
Everything is awesome.
Everything is great when you're part of a team. All right. If anybody's still watching, I apologize.
As long as we sing it, I don't think YouTube can kick it out. I think
it depends how tuneful you are.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can't hold the tune in a bucket.
You're totally safe when I'm singing.
You're fine then.
Yeah.
We could have a whole new podcast. Land Monkey sings the hits.
Badly.
Badly.
Hey.
Land Monkey
We can sing a
hits.
podcast.
Who invited him? That's what you get for saying mean things about the Land Monkey.
I watch a lot of cop shows on TV. Isn't there supposed to be a good cop?
There you go.
They're supposed to be. Are we going to get in trouble?
What? We're out of
Hey.
control.
That was my uncle.
Wait. I thought you were the monkey's uncle.
No, my uncle is a monkey.
Oh.
The monkey's uncle's ate for me. Annette Funicello did a song about the monkey's uncle.
Go ahead and mangle that one for us.
Yeah.
Hey, was she a monkey?
Hey, she's a
People
monkey.
say monkey around
Hey.
I think she's too busy singing.
to put anybody down.
She's just trying to be friendly. Come on.
Should we watch her sing and play?
There we go. I've lost it after that. We're the new generation.
That's
Yeah.
that's right.
Got something to
That's why
say.
you lost.
Yeah.
Because you are the new generation and you do have something to say. All right.
Wow.
Well, that was a complete waste of about a minute and a
That
half.
almost sounded like William Shatner singing.
It nearly did.
We're the new generation, and we've got something to say.
And I will help you find the best travel deals.
Go search for the Legend of Bilbo Baggins as sung by Leonard Nimoy.
Ooh.
Oh, yes.
That's a fun song. It's the whole story of the Hobbit.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm laughing at Wet Coaster's comment that just came up.
Red Coaster wants to know, is it true that Americans can't watch the latest episode of Land Monkey's Adventures? It was shot in Cuba. In fact, I have not seen it. I think it has been scrubbed from the interwebs in this country.
Well, if it did, it's not because of where it was shot, it's because of how it was shot.
Oh.
Hey, wait,
I
you
used
shot
the
somebody
Munzee
in
skin
Cuba?
machine.
Yeah, that's how come we can go to Cuba now. Land Monkey went down there and shot someone. Oh, sorry. The NSA is now going to follow me.
Like they weren't before.
Yeah, good point.
Anyway, yes, actually, there's the last couple episodes have been footage that I took in Cuba, and I believe there's 2 more coming over the next couple of weeks. It's just taken me a while to get a bunch of editing done, but it's done. So episodes will be coming fast and furious. And there is a pending episode for a milestone find with listener of the show, Dora Moore.
Very cool.
So that'll be coming up in a few weeks. And on top of that,
Land Monkey, you've got to see the next comment.
Nice. I am the skin machine. That's right.
Land Monkey in a bathing suit, and I would add maybe a Speedo.
Well, you can add that if you want. That's your business.
You know what? Let's do a new
else?
contest. The winner gets a signed picture of Land Monkey in a Speedo.
Wow, that'll have a whole lot of people entering that contest.
Actually not.
Let's come up with other ideas for contests that no one will enter.
Okay.
Maybe Land Monkey could draw a picture of somebody in a Speedo, because I've seen his artistic ability.
You know what I thought about the other day that I thought would be funny, speaking of Land Monkey in a bathing suit, not necessarily a Speedo, was at the MVG Summer Winter Games that are on July 18th in Port Royal Park in Westminster. For anybody who's interested in coming to see that and participate. I thought it would be funny if we were able to get a dunk tank and have like a Dunk the Monkey in that.
Oh, there you go.
I'm perfectly willing to throw that idea out there because I know there's no way that they're going to be able to do it.
I can bring one with me. But I think Dunk the Monkey is a term we're not supposed to use.
Is it? Is that a euphemism for something?
Everything's a euphemism for something.
As in, I used the Munzee skin machine and dunked the monkey?
Ooh.
Okay, we're banned.
Man, I hope Scott watches this video. I really hope Scott watches this video.
Watch the video
so
because I've stopped recording.
I wouldn't say this. I wouldn't talk like
Am I
this.
supposed to do that every time we
go again?
Oh, yeah. If you keep banging it, does he just like spin like a rotisserie, or?
Wow. Dora Moore says it's the winter's games. We'll have to fill it with ice.
Sure, go for it because I know you still want to do it.
And White Coaster does add you can cap a Munzee or two at the winter or the summer games.
That is true. And just in case people are getting confused by the terms winter and summer games, it is the Metrovan Geocacher Summer Games, but they have a winter theme this year.
Oh, that's why it's the winter summer games or the summer
That's why
winter
it's
games?
the winter summer games. You got it.
Okay.
Way to roll with it.
Brylang, did you happen to stop at Geocaching HQ to get any Munzees?
No.
Because,
I'm planning to be there for the block party.
Okay.
So I knew that was on my radar, so I'm going to go visit those.
It's like capturing Munzees in a barrel.
Yeah. I'm going to have to buy some blast caps before I go down there.
Oh, man. I don't know. It just seems overkill. That's my one word, overkill. All
I
right.
saw our good friend O'Joy at the event where I got the audio, and she had gone down to Munzee headquarters. And she said, "Oh, you'll have to buy some blast caps. I could only afford 25, and I couldn't get them all." They're $1 a piece, right?
No, they're
No,
$5
they're like
a piece.
$5 a piece. 25 at $5 a piece. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Really? You need Munzee points that bad? What else could you possibly use that money for?
She said I could only afford 25. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
I will just get what I can get before my phone dies.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I mean, so I guess if you really like Munzee that much, go for it. I mean, I'm just not going to. That's all.
Let's see.
That's a lot of money.
If I can see her score.
All right. Well, hey, while you're doing that, I've got more news. Just remembered. April 23rd, Thursday night, April 23rd. Not only are we doing a podcast, but our good friend and co-host on this show, Bad Cop, is on another show, Geo Gearheads. And not only am I re-invading that podcast, but I'm bringing backup.
Uh-oh.
Mrs. Land Monkey is going to join me on Geo Gearheads.
Awesome.
We're going to talk about kayak caching.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Munzee's broken.
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw something a couple hours ago that they're having problems with their website today.
And Jay, I'm
Yeah.
offended that you bring Mrs. Land Monkey on another show before this one. Well, actually, she knows us. She would never come on this show. She doesn't know Daryl.
That's right. Well, you hung out with us this weekend, so
Yeah. It was very nice to see you.
ever so briefly. It was very nice to be seen. It was very nice of you to stop by for the brief period of time we were in Tacoma. That was kind of
Well,
cool.
I mean, if you're in Tacoma, you got to let me know because nothing in Tacoma is more than 20 minutes away,
Apparently. 'Cause I
depending on
thought we were-
traffic.
Yeah, we were in a pretty odd spot, but
Well, Tacoma, yes.
but
I noticed I wasn't invited.
No, you weren't.
yeah, you were intentionally omitted.
I figured. Not the first time.
It won't be the last.
Were you in the country? Yeah, you would have been back.
Yeah, he would have been back. That's right. I think because we started the conversation, Jim, when you were out of the country. That's why you were omitted. So
Oh,
don't
you
take-
can backpedal if you like, but I know.
Oh, I will. I'm also going to keep digging. There you go. I'm going to write something in the snow for you, Jim. Don't worry.
Oh.
With my finger.
Oh, okay. Oh, Dormore adds summertime winter games.
There you go.
Official theme. And Wet Coaster adds, I'd like to watch the video for that show, Land Monkey, since I won't be able to watch it live.
Oh, for the
I'll
23rd,
have
the
to watch
Geocaching.
it. Sorry.
Yeah. Right on. It'll be awesome. It'll be awesome because Mrs. Land Monkey's there and she's awesome.
She is.
Anybody who puts up with me
Yes.
for over 20 years is awesome.
She is awesomer than you. Is that a term?
That doesn't take much.
Oh, okay.
She puts up with you even after you step on her to climb into a tree.
I still can't believe
That's
you
right.
used her as a ladder.
That's the way the monkey rolls, dropping it like it's hot.
We have
All right.
geocaching marriage advice today. If you want your marriage to succeed, use your wife as a ladder.
The human stepladder. That's right. Just don't use my wife. Use your own. Go get your own wife.
Get your own stepladder wife.
That's right.
That's right. This one's
I've heard of
mine.
the Stepford wives, not the stepladder wives.
Yeah.
Pretty much the
All
same
right.
thing.
All right. Are we done here?
Oh, we were done a long time ago.
Stick a fork in us.
I haven't stopped the broadcast yet.
Yeah, I've noticed
hey,
that.
somebody's got Dwight. It's Dwight.
Who's
Dwight
Dwight?
Puzzle Monkey. He's looking for a new home.
And how many travel bug hotels did you stop at?
One, I suppose.
3. No, this one, the rules on this one, he's supposed to stay in the Lower Mainland, I believe.
Oh, okay. Hey, good night, all.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching and putting up with us.
Lower Mainland.